So yesterday there was a terrible, I think it was actually on Sunday night. As most of you know, there was a terrible shooting in Las Vegas. Someone from the Mandalay Bay, like 32nd floor, had multiple rifles and machine guns and things and just sprayed a whole round of ammo and bullets into the crowd of people that were attending this conference. Just a really terrible, a horrific thing that I can't even imagine. The videos that I've seen of it are just very scary and just evil. It's very, very disturbing. But what I wanted to talk about looking at that is basically the two different camps that I've seen people in on Facebook and social media. And one of them I'd say is more of the doomsday-ish, or kind of, the world is coming to an end, or things are getting more violent, and there's just all this almost like a depressive mindset around that. And then the other side is the more optimistic on what can we do to help and whatnot. And I don't want to say that the answer is to dismiss the terrible thing that has happened, because I think you really have to you have to understand the pain and suffering that not only the people that have been shot, but their family and friends. There's over 50 people that died suddenly, like how horrible that is. But the thing that I read recently in Steven Pinker's book called The Better Angels of Our Natures is just talking about how the world is truly a great place to live. And it's getting better. Like if you look through human history, we live in the most peaceful time in history. And something like this happens, and it's pretty, I think it's pretty, I don't know what the word is, discouraging or like hopeless, because you see this terrible thing happen and you think, how could someone say that we are going, like we're in a safe time and things are getting better? But I think the biggest thing to take away is, in any moment in life when terrible stuff happens, how do you choose to respond to that? And I'm not going to be the person to tell the loved ones who had people die that they just need to get out and start living again, because that's an incredibly difficult thing to lose anyone like that. But I do think that it's the same type of mindset that you have to choose. Are you going to respond to this situation, this horrible, evil situation, with hate or fear, and just like depression or hopelessness? Or are you going to turn and look at the positive things that are happening and look at what people are doing to make the world a better place despite all this stuff? And on the radio yesterday, I was driving back from the gym and I heard someone say, there's so many people wondering, what can they do? What can I do? I live in Oregon. What could someone that lives in New York do if they can't actually go down there? It wouldn't even make sense necessarily to fly to Las Vegas. But what you do in those situations is you support and make the community that you live in a better place. You go give blood. You go volunteer at the food shelter. You donate food to the homeless. You donate clothes that you don't need. Just whenever terrible things happen, look for ways to be a positive influence on the world, as opposed to looking at focusing on the negative part that's happened. And again, I don't want this to come across as like I don't have sympathy. I'm super empathetic and sympathetic towards everything that has happened to those people. But I just feel like it's the mindset of focusing on, what can we do to make the world better? What can we do to prevent something like this in the future? But looking at it hopefully and focusing on the positive. So this has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with oral surgery, but I just think it's something that I felt personally convicted of in trying to remember that every day, whether there's a terrible thing that happens or not, I need to be living my life in focusing on what I can do to make a positive impact on the people around me. Whether there was a natural disaster or a horrific evil that has taken place, or it's just a mediocre day. Every day, if you wake up and you approach those scenarios as, how can I make a positive impact on the world today? What am I called to today to focus on? That's how I think that you have to respond to situations like that. And that's how I'm choosing to respond. But again, my thoughts and prayers to all those that lost their lives and the families of those that lost their lives in Las Vegas, and terrible, terrible stuff that has happened. But I really am inspired by the positive things that I've seen, the people that are going out and making a difference out there. So thanks for watching. Love to know your thoughts or comments on this. If you're seeing any other interesting perspectives or thoughts. But yeah, my name's Chris from Sky Media, and we'll see you next time.